No,
Yeah, I mean, just,
and that
you
was
never
just
know
as
what's going
close.
to happen. Oh, yeah.
All
All right,
right.
so it looks like they're getting ready, and I guess Bestwick is on 1 and Max on 2.
Hmm.
But I guess kind of just going in, yeah, I mean, just you kind of got a mix of new versus old school, and I don't know, it's gonna be an exciting match. I can tell you that much. But I guess looks like they're about to get ready, and Plywood's gonna start the enchant countdown. All right, so both are signaling ready, and
Here we go.
3, 2, 1,
Cue.
go!
Oh,
Okay, and there goes Bess, and there
there they
goes
go.
Mac. Okay, yeah,
All
maybe
right.
it's just the pregame jitters.
Pre-game jitters, maybe a bit of delay. Who knows?
Yeah,
Discord is wonky.
it is. So I guess to begin with, I mean, here we're starting with the tanker, which if you've already seen, either one or a handful of these races by now, it's not really a whole lot to expect for the tanker. Just primarily getting to Olga as cleanly and efficiently as possible. And I guess that's really where the beginning of the pacing will kind of get determined is, who gets a left, who gets a right Olga, who gets an in between Olga, as I call it, which was the one that I got the other day, which was otherwise known as a failed left. But it just to kind of put it into perspective, but it's just like every little thing does add up, no matter how big or small it is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. One mistake could cost you seconds. Who knows?
I was trying to put that in a polite way in regards to the last race, because like we were just saying before,
Uh,
this match is like I know what it's like to race against D-Limes, but I also know what it's like when piles of mistakes add up, and it gets very, very pressuring quickly.
in a race, it's you got to
Oh
be
yeah.
able
I've
to
been with the unit
All right,
since
so
I
it
adjust
was
and
looks like
calm
small.
down.
I
So.
grew up on the
all right, so it looks like
battlefield,
Bexwick got
conflict,
the
and victory were
failed
my
left, and I
parents.
think Mac got the right,
Yeah, Mac got it right.
but he did not get the second follow-up
We've shared
shot, so that is
everything.
interesting. So that could be an opportunity for Bestwick to kind of
I
make
have
up some
no
ground
fault,
here,
nothing
despite
except the
getting
unit.
an awkward start.
Yeah, this is an extra shot for Mac.
All right, so
We're
that's
finishing Olga there. Oh,
oh,
Olga's not being kind to Mac. There she goes. Down
okay,
she
there. Yeah, so that's a little bit unfortunate for Mac. That's going to be probably a 6 to 8 second, lead to Bestwick.
Yeah.
At least just to kind of start things off. All right, so Bestwick just going for the, I guess, traditional step down from the gap there. There is a minor optimization tech discovered recently, which, if you may have heard parts of it yesterday, which is called the David Wildstar, or just Wildstar for short, which is basically when you drop over that gap after the Olga fight and you unequip your weapon and press square on a very specific either line or frame, it allows you to drop down instantly, not having to drop down. It
Oh
saves you
no.
about a second.
Mac rolling into the railing there.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a tough pill to swallow sometimes, especially if you're doing just regular PB attempts.
Yeah, I mean, if you think cartwheeling into corners and getting stuck is bad, I mean, rolling a snake and getting stuck, or even just, you know, misplaying the roll is almost probably just as bad, if not worse.
I would argue it's worse since rolling as Snake is slower than cartwheeling with Raiden. You actually lose time by rolling with Snake in most places.
All right, so it looks like Bestwick is going for the faster engine room strat, which is basically dropping down to the bottommost level with the first guard spawn with a carefully timed radio shot using a directional input and aiming at his radio via auto aim, while MackMcD is sticking with the old school approach of just playing it safe on a shorter drop with a trank to the back. And now I think Bestwick's going to go for the swag roll,
Yep.
which is basically waiting for the group of SWAT team to meet up with you within corner and just roll into them. The advantage to this is so that you get a caution or an alert. Both are fine, which basically the objective is to skip this cutscene, which MackMcD just now had to skip. Not that big of a deal, just a little minor optimization just to bypass one cutscene. All right, so now they're both making their way into deck 2. So now I think they're both probably gonna play it safe when it comes to this first guard. There's a lot of different ways to handle this, which is what is remarkable to me. Is just all these little things that people can do to speed this up. So it looks like Bestwick is gonna go for the alert.
That's an interesting idea. I've not seen that before. Maybe he
Yeah,
did
it looks
last
like
night. I missed it, but
I think he went for the USP to Trank on the second guard, which is interesting. All right, so but I mean they seem like they both got through pretty cleanly. I mean, to me, a good deck too is anytime you don't get kicked over. All right,
agreed.
So now Bestwick is starting his guard rush. He got
Very
all
clean.
three.
Let's
So
see
very
here.
nice.
1, 2, 3. Very clean by Bestwick.
All right, so now MackMcD is up. So he's got the first two, but did not get the one in the back. So he's gonna have to wait until the next two
You got
guards
him.
come in. Oh, he did get him. Wow, that was
Yeah,
pretty
you got
slick.
him. So
And just like
also
that,
pretty clean.
yeah, both guard rushes are done.
Coming up on the ladder glitch for Bestwick here. Oh no!
Oh no!
A failed ladder glitch. Oh my, that's
Oh
gonna be costly.
jeez.
Gets
Yeah, so
Mac
this
a
could
shot to
give
catch up.
yeah, so this could give Mac a chance to gain some time here, and he gets his
Cleanly,
on
very
the
nice.
first try.
And
Also,
Bestwick
Bestwick
not
is
going
playing
for
it
it
safe.
again.
Yeah, so he's gonna opt to just climb the ladders down normally. I would not personally blame them for, if my ladder glitch doesn't work the first time, I would definitely want to try to play it safe the next time.
I agree.
Which, so now Mac is gonna go for, I think, the stick up. Yeah, so he's gonna play it safe with the stick up. Not really that big of a deal. It does save you, I guess, the stress of, hoping for a good roll pattern with the Marines. So now I'm interested to see if Bestwick is gonna go for that, knowing that he had to play it safe after the roll.
Nope. He's
Oh,
also
he's
going to
also
play it
going with the
safe.
stick up.
Mac going for 2-spot on Ray here. Looks clean to me.
Let's see. I actually don't have my audio on, so I can't really tell, but I think he got all the pictures.
It looked clean. But
Yeah.
I've said that in my practice before my race with Limes, and ultimately I just said, nah. I was just having issues getting it. Nope, he got it. Cool.
Wow. So yeah, just like that, a quick turn of events, and Mac, who was just not that far behind, now is going into the plant. Because
Yeah.
it's this is what this category does. I mean, it's like sometimes the misconception can be is like, oh well, it's VE, so what? I mean, if you make a mistake, how big can it be? Well, just look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, one room reset is all that it takes for someone else to just kind of, you know, to kind of lead the way for a bit.
On the bright side, you get to laugh at the mostly failed results of the ladder glitch. There's only about one that I've seen where it's not funny. And that's when Snake just ends up at the bottom of the first ladder and you can continue anyway.
Oh yeah, I think that's probably what you would call like the half ladder glitch.
Something like that.
Yeah,
It doesn't save time or anything.
it's like you skip one ladder, but then as you try to clip back in out of bounds, you don't end up on the floor, but you end on the level below, which is kind of the somewhat like climb down a shame.
Oh well. Good old Docs. As Bestwick puts in the yeah, he's born in 2100. Nice. Some people are using the MGS2 files, some people are using their own files.
And some people even relabeled it as their own.
Yep, Bestwick's got his own. He's born in 2100.
Mm-hmm. Man, feels old, man.
I'm under attack. Stay alert.
All right, let's see how they approach the guards here.
Right, so I think Mac is going to go with the, I guess, traditional troll the guard with the caution strat, while Bestwick's going for the, wake him up and then knock him back down. I'm not really sure how much of a time variance it gives you with a caution versus cautionless.
I would imagine not much.
I mean, I know there was some discussion about it yesterday where it was like, it seemed like it did save time, then the other one seemed like it was about the same. I don't know.
The fun thing about this game is just when we think something is faster, someone else comes along and does it what we had dubbed the old way and deemed it slower, and then all of a sudden, wait a second, it's faster.
Yeah, then you got BMN doing the M9 pickup meme strat out of nowhere. I mean, you
Yeah,
never know, you
that's
never know what to expect these days.
who knows anymore. This game is a wild card.
Hmm. But I guess from here on out, just not really a whole lot going on. Just a little minor movement optimization. Taking out some guards. It's not nearly as intense up until when you get past to Stolen, which is end of the de facto, tutorial codec cutscenes. Rinse and repeat.
Right. It's very early on here in the plan. It's very cutscene heavy, and then at the end.
Yeah, it's like I heard you like some cutscenes, so we're gonna give you a cutscene with another cutscene, followed by a codec with another cutscene.
Well, at least they're only skipped by the push of a button instead of pausing and menuing to it,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
as modern games have taught us to do, apparently.
All right, so I don't think either one of them. See, I'm not sure if Besic went for the menu trick. I don't think Mac did it with the M9. Like, there's a little thing you can do where you unequip the M9 before you enter strut B leading towards Stillman. And I think by doing so, by the time you actually exit Stillman's tutorial cutscene and you re-equip your weapon, it menus back to the M9. So it saves you a little bit of menuing, post Stillman. It was actually something I did not realize myself until just recently.
I learned about that yesterday.
Yeah, and actually I learned about the oh god, what was it? The menu trick after Tanker, which was actually right before my race.
Yeah, I think Mac did that here. I don't recall.
Actually, I think they both did it. Yeah, I don't think I
But,
see either one of them menu twice. So now Mac is gonna make his way into strut D. So not a whole lot to it here. Just make your way down, open up the hatch, and by doing so, even if the guard tries to shoot you, the iframes of Raiden opening the hatch would give you that flexibility of not taking a hit. But if you do get hit, not the end of the world, because at the end of the day, you would rather get shot than get kicked over. I mean,
absolutely.
preferably you don't want to get hit from anything at all. But if you had to choose, trust me, just take the shot and move on. You don't want to, because getting shot is maybe like, I don't know, like a third or half of a second.
It's fraction, yeah. And getting
and
kicked
then
is multiple seconds.
yeah, I think it's like three and a half. I mean, but it feels like
Something like
longer
that.
when it happens.
Feels like an eternity.
Oh yeah, it absolutely
Same thing with
does.
stepping on a claymore.
Oh yeah, I've been there, dude.
I think we all have at one point or another.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now he's gonna make his way up to the helipad, and I'm interested to see if he's gonna go for the prone to, or actually no, cartwheel to prone disarm, or if he's going to maybe play it safe and stop shy and then maybe just kneel down. So that's 4 and
Nope.
okay,
Just
so he's
run up to
gonna
it. Okay.
yeah, he's just gonna drop down. So not as bad of a decision, but there are a few different ways to handle that bomb. One which is either stop short, kneel down for a bit, and I think Bestwick's gonna go for the
Yep.
prone disarm, which, yep, he's in range, so he gets it.
Just as good.
You
We
know,
were
and
talking with Mac earlier in the voice call before we went live today, and he was saying how he was never very comfortable doing a cartwheel to prone. So
yeah, because some people at home might be wondering, well, what's the difference between doing that kind of a disarm where you cartwheel to prone versus just kneeling down and disarming as if maybe you would traditionally see? And part of the advantage of cartwheeling to prone is that you implement another tech, which is coolant rising, which is while in first person of the coolant, you unequip stand up with X and then unequip the coolant a second time, which skips the climbing animation from when you're laying prone to standing. And so if you're confident in the coolant rising, the higher play would be to utilize that tech when possible. But, at the end of the day, I think it's what people are most comfortable with, honestly.
oh, absolutely. If you're not comfortable doing it, I say don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
At least in a run or a race.
Yeah, because, funny enough, I mean, missed coolant rises do add up. You know, maybe not as much
Oh,
as
they
a
do.
knockdown, but they do add up every time it's a misplay. So it looks like Max got a good FA bridge there. Nothing too crazy. And speaking of coolant rises, I mean, this is a prime example of where it will matter. So it looks like, see how he's.
He
Did
did go
Bestwick
pro
get
this
knocked
time.
over? Oh, looks like he got knocked
I don't know. I
over.
was watching Mac's screen.
Oh shoot, that is unfortunate. So I think he missed a shot leading up to that guard and got knocked over, which will be a little bit costly. But it looks like Mac got out of the
He
pump
misses
room.
2 coolant rises on his way out.
All right, so that might give Bestwick an opportunity to kind of maybe,
It's the
you know,
enemy.
catch
I
up
need
on him a
help.
little bit.
Gain a second or 2.
Yeah, so I mean, just like that, I mean, he just got knocked over in a room prior to this, and now he's
Hot on Mac's
probably,
trail.
yeah, he's maybe like 8 or so seconds behind him, it looks like, because like Mac is now just getting onto the bridge while Bestwick is now mashing through this codec. So he's almost got like a room advantage, which, you know, for again, people watching at home, like they might be saying, oh, if they're a whole room ahead, I mean, that's a shoe. And I'm like, no, it's absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you know, it's one thing on difficulties like Extreme and Euro to be a room ahead of somebody, depending on where it is. But for VE, I mean, this can change very easily.
I mean, that's true on any difficulty. At least, though, in Euro, you risk the opportunity of, or you have the chance of just dying.
Mm-hmm.
VE, not so much, but weirder things have happened already, so.
All right, so it looks like Mac is skipping that chaff, so he might opt to pick up the chaffs above the rooftop on strut A. And interesting, he's going for the bomb first.
This is one of those things where we thought it was slower, and Limes did some timing last night, and turns out it's a little bit faster.
So, like, for those that just saw the race between D-Limes and our, you know, very own Glenn here, he actually demonstrated that where by defusing the bomb first and picking up the sensor B second, you skip a loading to codec sequence as soon as you leave strut C to initiate the 400 second get down to bottom of strut A timer, you know, if you would. But it looks like Bestwick is sticking with the, I guess, traditional of getting the sensor second, while MackMcD is now just making his way back to strut A.
Yeah, it's had something to do with the delay coming out of strut C into the codec, from what I've come to understand from Limes.
Yeah, and actually looking at it when he did it, I mean, it kind of makes sense. You know, I mean, it looks like it's small, but I mean, it, you know, when it comes to a race like this, I mean, every little bit of second you can pull matters.
Well, even a game like this where it's whole seconds, it's not centiseconds or milliseconds or whatever, 1 frame in this game could equal 1 second because of something like that, so.
Yeah, because like what Apache was mentioning the other day is that like the way this category works is that it's so heavily optimized that if you can find anything that can gain you a second, which to some people, oh, so what? It's a second. But to somebody like, you know, Dean Limes, Platonic, a lot of these top tier runners, they're like, dude, tell me how you get that second, because they'll want it.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Mac is getting down here back to the docks to defuse that hidden bomb on the little submarine there. Hopefully he doesn't... Well,
so it looks like he's in... Yeah, it looks like he's got the right spot, because one of the dangers to this is either being too far away, or more scary is being too close to the edge, where as soon as you get out and take a step, you know, you go for a little swim.
Yeah, because Raiden likes to move forward before he actually moves a little, it seems.
Don't worry, Raiden's trying. I mean, you know, he only has VR coming in. I mean, he's not like Snake.
But he thinks he's Snake.
All right, so Mac is now just starting Fortune, where he's going to start with a 3-punch buffer to the right, which is going to put him in a particular spot in the room against Fortune, which is going to not only speed up this blowing up of the forklift, but it minimizes dialogue between you and Fortune, which, again, as part of the optimization, every little bit matters. So I think he's going to go Looks like he's gonna go for the fast fortune. Yeah, so I guess, Glenn, could you explain like the fast setup?
From my understanding, breaking those wooden boxes and then going over to the barrel has some sort of effect on this fight. I really don't understand it myself yet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from what I gathered, it's like if you get fortune to destroy the cardboard boxes in the front, followed by the 2 yellow barrels, which are not destructible by Raiden by any means. I mean, Platonic has tested this with virtually every weapon possible on a dev save, and you know, it can only be destroyed by fortune. And what that does is, by the time you end the fight with fortune, she's scripted to shoot both the barrels, followed by shooting the ceiling. And I think what you're doing as the player is minimizing that scripted actions by fortune, given that you have minimal variances, which is, you know, I guess naturally a thing of the fight. But by taking out the barrels and cardboard boxes, you're actually speeding it up as slow as it may seem. Oh, did he miss the pickup?
No, he missed the chaff. He missed the claymore and the chaff. So, Mac is chaffless at the moment.
Yeah, it's not impossible to go chaffless. I mean, D-Lime's demonstrated that in his run, but I'm not sure if Mac is prepared to go chaffless. He may opt to go AK following D-Lime's run earlier, or he may opt to pick up a chaff late, but I'm actually not sure what he's going to do there.
This could get interesting. Because if he hasn't done a chaffless run, then he's not prepared for it. It could really mess with him mentally and through his menus. So,
ooh, let's see, good pickup, but a slight mishap on the coolant rise, which again, you know, those little things like that over the course of a run do add up, and it just, you know, potentially gives the other guy a chance to maybe gain a little step from behind you. So let's see how best what handles this bridge. All right, so good pickup and really good coolant rise. Very, very impressive.
That's a clean EF bridge here as Mac gets his way up here to Fat Man.
Yeah, so this is probably another important, I guess, checkpoint for the run, determining, you know, how the fight gets handled, which way Fat Man goes, and whether if they get the fast bombs or not, which I think Mac got it on his, although he took a safer approach to do it. So now he's starting off his Fat Man going off to the right, which is going to influence Fat Man to move up towards the helipad center marker there. Okay. And so it looks like he's going down. Wow, so that's pretty good. Okay, a little bit slow shot at the end, but that was a pretty decent fight, honestly.
Yep. That's the only complaint I would have on that Fat Man. Very clean.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things Fat Man can do to troll you, Rich.
He goes left on Bestwick, so...
Okay, but fortunately, even though he went left, he was able to intercept him before he got out of range, which, you know, Fat Man, as big as he is, he's pretty quick on his feet, and his iframes are overly generous, in my opinion, and he's very easy to lose track of. And then when he gets away from you, that's easily, you know, 5+ seconds, you know, time lost depending on how you finish. But, you know, some good Fat Mans all around. Maybe a little bit slower on Bestwick's end, but to no fault of their own. It's just brilliantly RNG, you know, depending on which way Fat Man goes. So now they're both making their way to the Shell 1 core, which for the longest time, I did not know that by going to the Shell 1 core directly, that the AK was just kind of lying in wait for you with a little bow ribbon on top with a note that says, here, use this. You know, because casually playing, I was always led to believe that it was always at the bottom of Strat F.
A lot of people were.
You know, because funny enough, on, I think it's every difficulty but VE, apparently, that it is lying in wait for Strat F, which is part of the scripted sequence. But for VE, for, I don't know, whatever reason, maybe the dev was just like, hey, maybe the player forgot all about Strat F. Maybe we just leave it in Shell 1 core in case they forgot. I don't know.
There was a time where in VE, the runners were going to Strat F for this gun, and I guess nobody bothered to just check. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Maybe somebody was just overly eager to just get into Shell 1 and be like, yeah, forget Strat F, man. I've already been there once or twice.
And I think in the codec they tell you to go to Strut F. So I mean, as a casual, what reasoning would you have to not go there? You know?
Yeah, it's not like the Colonel would try to mislead you or anything.
Oh God, no. Not in this game.
All right, so Mac's gonna go for his D mic pickup, and which pretty clean. You know, which is another thing. There's a lot of interesting ways to handle the B2, and ooh, a little bit of
Yeah.
a prone misplay there.
Yeah, he's probably just tapping the roll button, and if you do that on the at the right time, Raiden will just be like, "Yeah, we're gonna go prone this time.
Yeah,
I don't want to roll again. I want
it's
to lay down. I'm
personally
tired."
it's personally a bad habit of mine of going, you know, cartwheel to prone at the wrong places. All right, so it looks like he's going for the quick grab the guard into the retinal scanner, which he did very cleanly, which,
Very nice.
as you notice, he's unequipping the BDU before he grabs the guard into the scanner. And what this does, although very slight, is that you do get faster loads, even on something as, you know, majestic as the PC version, is that for whatever reason, the rendering of the BDU just slows the game down when you're loading through cutscenes. And he got a pretty decent aims location, so southeast. So now we'll see what Beswick will get on his aim spawn, which... Okay, so he didn't get any of the two corners, and I see him in the middle. So that
Yikes.
is unfortunate. So he's probably like another like 4 or 5 seconds on off of max spawn. But I don't know. Anything can happen. I mean, we do have the Harrier coming up later, which is a big, big divider for these runs.
And hopefully Mac has a little bit better execution than he did last night, which...
Oh yeah, that Harrier was...
I ultimately thought that was it. I thought that was the nail in his coffin, but...
You know, because that was a remarkable thing that, you know, despite the Harrier the way it was, I mean, he dug deep. Like, I even was like, man, I don't know how he's going to come back. And somehow he just dug deep and clawed his way back.
But that was last night, so...
Yeah, but, okay, a little bit of a oopsie on the analog turn there. And trust me, I've been there.
So now our true bosses.
Yeah, so now our players are making back to Strudev, which, funny enough, we were just talking about ignoring Strudev, but now you actually have to go back to acquire the PSG one. Unfortunately, there is no weapon case with a bow and a little tag that says, here, use this on the way to Shell 1-2 connecting bridge. So you do have to make your way back, which good pickups on both.
I mean,
so I
you
guess
happen to find a way to skip that, you know, $700 in it for you.
Yeah, there is a bounty that's ongoing at the moment for finding a significant time skip in MGS2, regardless of whatever version it may be. And I believe it's up to I think you said 700. $700. So for any of those glitch hunters that may be watching, or if you know a buddy that's a glitch hunter, be like, hey, give me some of that 700 and find that glitch. All right, so now the key thing I think for me is if Mac has put any practice into trying to go closer to a 5+1, or at least something significantly better than what he did the other day. Because, again, I think Bestwick is more than capable of doing it.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Ow.
Okay, I was clutched up for that one. There's something about shooting that Cypher that way that always makes me nervous.
I mean, didn't you have a seagull block your shot once, and then you end up blowing up the bridge anyway? At one point or another?
I mean, for people who know me, I've routinely blown up this bridge more times than I would like to admit. But I've also had seagulls block my Cypher shots more than I would also like to admit. 1, 2,
3, 4. Oh, this was a shot. Can he get the +1 at least? It looked like it should be fine.
All right, so Bestwick got the 5 with a high damage roll, followed by what I think is going to be the +1, which he did get.
And Mac is going to have to deal with being told that he can go out in style.
Let's see, and then I think Bestwick is gonna get
Got it.
both nice shots. Wow, so good Harrier on Bestwick. And now Mac is gonna be, yeah. So Mac is gonna be behind by like probably like 10 seconds. You know, so it's, you know, I guess for Mac it was an improvement, which I definitely give credit to them. Because again, you know, they're coming from a different place in the category from when they were running it to what is now optimized to a almost a virtually perfect Harrier fight. But yeah, so kudos for Mac, and then I guess unfortunately Bestwick did get the better performance there, so now he's going to have a head start into the KL connecting perimeter section.
I hate that roll that Mac just did with a burning passion.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. That is very, very, very risky to do that.
But he's fine.
All right, so Bestwick is going for a chaff-based strat, which basically he's going to throw a chaff as soon as he loads into the perimeter section, which is going to cause an attentional alert, which will bypass any ciphers from trying to intercept you. And then Mac is going for a trank strategy, which is what D-Limes did in his run, which is part of the chaffless. Okay, got a little bit stuck there on the shuffle, but...
Bestwick's gonna chuck another one, going up the stairs and rolling. Just minor optimization there, so you can't roll while you're throwing the chaff. You may as well go up the stairs at the same time.
Also, another PSA is, you know, when you gotta go, I mean, you gotta go. You know, so feels bad for that guard.
Nature is undefeated.
Oh, he missed the auto. Okay, so he did take a little bit of a hit, but yeah, just a little bit of a mistake. But he's actually not that far behind Bestwick still. So, I mean, anything's on the table right now.
Oh, yeah, we've got about 20, 25 minutes left in the run, give or take. So
I guess what's coming up would be, you know, the Nikita pickup, how it's done, and then I guess the, you know, other than navigating your way back with the Nikita to blow up the circuit box, which is kind of guarding President Johnson from leaving the room. And I guess the big thing, which I think is on some people's minds, is are either one of these runners going to attempt a swim glitch?
I don't think Mac is.
Yeah, because I think Bestwick is equipped to do it. I don't know if they're keeping their eye on Mac where they're going to either want to do it or feel like they need to. I wouldn't put it past them either way if they choose not to. But good pickup on the Nikita for both. But, I mean, I don't know. People have done some crazy things. Never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. They could kill the president here. Who knows? Like,
which, fortunately,
how unlikely that may be.
I mean, I think on V it actually takes 2 hits. Thankfully, not 1.
2 hits on the president for VE. So
I mean, unless if you're intent on killing him, I mean, power to you. But I don't know. Probably not a good idea for this race. All right, so Bestwick got a nice clean pathing to the circuit panel, followed by MackMcD. So very nice on both of them.
Yep. And now we have the quote room advantage about to be on the reverse end. Mac was ahead by 1 room. Now Bestwick's ahead by about 1 room. So
yeah, I mean this thing is kind of going back and forth quite a bit already, and we're only like halfway in.
Yep.
Or actually, no, maybe a little over half. I forget.
We got about 20-ish minutes left, so in the run, give or take.
And you know, Glenn, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, like, if I was him, I would not do the glitch. I just don't think. Yeah, I just don't think there's enough of a lead to give you enough time to either get a 2 or 3 cycle attempt
to risk it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really dangerous if he's going to go for it like this, because, you know, in the race against, you know, myself and Bat Salted Peanuts, I had quite of a comfortable buffer where I felt like the risk was justified. But with this, I mean, a failed swim glitch can give Mac the lead. And that's only if Bestwick decides that they need to do it. But honestly, I think if they're as good as a player as I think they are, I think they're not going to do it.
That would probably be the wise decision, especially if he is watching. If he's watching, then he knows he doesn't have as big of a lead as
I mean, the
Maybe
only way
he would
you can
like-
make this work is if it was like a perfect swim glitch, which is really, really hard to do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's not going for it.
He's playing it safe. That's
Probably the wise
honestly the
decision.
smart move. You know, because like, you know, for what people might mean is like, well, what's a 1 cycle, 2 cycle, 3, 4? Like, what does that even mean? Well, when you attempt the swim glitch, you're trying to swim against a corner on a very specific height line and then mashing swim and then your left D-pad on a specific angle, which allows you to rise above the water, go out of bounds. And then if you get enough height, you swim above the ceiling, which has a conveniently placed hole that allows you to swim directly to Vamp's door loading zone. But the problem with that glitch is if you do not get it within a 1 or 2 cycle attempt of trying to get out, you're actually buying yourself, the other guy, some time to get ahead because you're still trying to do the glitch while you're stationary, while the other runner is actually advancing throughout the shell 2.
Bestwick going to Vamp here, and let's see what we got here. 4, 5, 6. Perfect.
Oh, clean Vamp. See how Mac will handle his. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, good Vamps on both. You know, funny enough, there's actually, you know, just like in Fortune and a few other things, there's different ways of handling Vamp. You know, one is more the method you just saw where you just kind of move forward a bit, aim down, and then just, you know, lightly spam. And then there's another where you line yourself up flat against a door and spam the stinger. There's different caveats to each one. I personally like the one they just did. I feel like you have more direct control and it's less risk. You know, plus it doesn't really rely on spamming too much of the stinger. Because the tricky thing with Vamp is you're trying to work with his iframes, and if you spam either too little or too much, it's going to make Vamp submerge, and that's going to be, at this point, like almost like a run under. You know, the amount of time you lose for Vamp trying to resurface and then kill them.
It's probably easier to just reset the fight at that point.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, I'm actually going to swap my audio back over to Bestwick since, I mean, this is going back and forth. I mean, just... You know,
This is definitely a good race.
I'm trying to think, like, what's coming up ahead that can also maybe raise the stakes. And I think it would have to be between what they do now and the beginning of sniping. And probably Arsenal gear. Seems to be where all runs kind of get decided is in Arsenal gear.
We will see. Anything could happen.
Yeah, so now they're just both making their way back to the first floor of Shell 1. Nothing too crazy here. Now, if, you know, either one had attempted the swim glitch and was successful, you would have had to have opened a door, which is normally locked. But if you traditionally, you know, navigate your way underwater, you're required to open both watertight sealed doors to access the area to Vamp. But with the swim glitch, one of the doors is conveniently open, while the second one, the game doesn't know that you had opened it yet. So while you do gain time up front, you would lose that time to open the hatch if you had to. All right, so now what Bestwick's going to do here is he's like, you know, Emma, I know you hate bugs, but we're in a race here. Tournament's on the line. I'm dragging you through those bugs. I don't have time to wait.
Right, I think what they wanted you to do intentionally was use this coolant to tell those bugs, hey, get out of here.
Yeah, the coolant acts as a bug spray, apparently.
At least a repellent, yes. They just go under the elevator and they leave you alone.
Yeah, for just a short price of $19.99, you can get your very own MGS2 coolant spray, which acts as a de facto bug spray.
We just need your credit card number, the expiration month and year, and the 3 digits on the back.
See, we could do some pitches, even though it's kind of a fictional one. But hey, I mean, we got to add some riff here because as soon as they get to the sniping section, there's really not a whole lot going on. All right, so I think Bestwick's going to...
Yep.
Oh, he's going to do the Emma bump.
Okay. Look good.
And then...
It's good.
Let's see what Mac's going to do. I think if
Mac
he's watching, I think he's going to have to do it. And...
Yep.
Okay, a little bit of a wide turn before the bump, but they both successfully get it. And with the
Come on,
Emma
Emma.
bump, what you're doing is you're basically pushing Emma through the door ever so slightly. And what that will do is it will advance her forward in the room when you cross over. And so not only do you get faster movement speed for yourself, but Emma is further up, so you don't have to drag her as far.
Cleanly put that fire out.
Man, dude, this coolant spray can do it all. You can
Fire
defuse
extinguisher,
bombs.
bug
You can,
repellent.
I mean, what's there not to like about the coolant spray? I kind of want to have one.
I can't run around with it.
That's the only problem is you can't really run around with it. Maybe it's heavier than it looks. Maybe that's why they have to stand still when they're using it.
Perhaps.
Let's
Or
see how
Mac taking up
Bestwick's
the
gonna
guards.
move Emma through the hatch. So he's gonna so he's gonna go
He's
for
just gonna
the
grab
yeah, he's just gonna grab her normally. There's a few different ways to get Emma through the door slightly faster, and BMN has done quite a few different ways to do this. One which involves just grabbing her normally, like you just saw both runners do. Oh,
Turned the corner a little too hard, and she
yeah,
was
she
just
got
like,
stuck in the doorway.
Nah, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, not to fault anyone, but like this is really crunch time where like every little mistake really does add up here, even though they're both just now getting into sniping.
Yeah, but we still have both Tengu's, Rays, and Solidus, and then of course Arsenal. So that's a lot to go down in 15, 20 minutes. So.
Yeah, so really at this point it's just you're taking out all the ciphers and guards quickly while trying to avoid scoping Emma with the sniper, because for whatever reason, when you aim the scope at Emma during these bridge sections, particularly the very beginning, there's a chance that Emma will just be like, oh, he's looking at me, and then she just falls over, and then you lose probably like 4 seconds or something like that, maybe a little bit more. And it's frustrating, because that could effectively end your PB for something as little as that. All right, so it looks like they're both getting pretty good bridges so far. Mac's a little bit late on that second guard, but he just got them, so no. Because that's the other thing, is that you don't want Emma to fall over, and you especially don't want Emma to get discovered by a guard, because that freezes her in place, and that loses you a lot of time.
Yeah, we can't speed up this section, but we can surely slow it down and actually just lose the run or the game or whatever.
Yeah, or if you try to demic it like a doofus like I did the other day.
Other day? You do it every day.
Well, see, there's one thing if I'm doing it just for myself, but I think I was especially stupid for doing it in the middle of a race. Oh, man. But yeah, lessons learned from the other day. No messing around with the Shell 1, B1 guard, and yeah, no demic and snake, as much as I love that dialogue.
It's good dialogue. But...
I mean, that's why I do it, is for the dialogue. It's so funny. But what was the thing that you did the other day? Since I know you did a little bit something,
yesterday?
a little slick. It was in
scissors.
Arsenal.
I need scissors.
It's like, I need scissors 61. By the way, do you
I
have
was
any
dead in
scissors
the
61?
water.
I kind of
What's
lost
that?
mine. Do you have any scissors 61? I kind of lost mine.
Yes, I do.
You actually have some. God, what is wrong with us right now, dude? Oh man, I mean, come on, folks. It's the sniping section. You gotta
fill the dead air somehow.
You gotta give us some leeway here. We're trying to riff as best as we can. But man, dude, you keep prepared. You got the scissors 61. You got the nut button. I mean, what don't you have? Oh, except that clone spray, I guess.
I plead the fifth.
All right, so now they're now making their way to the midpoint of the sniping section, where they're now going to be taking out another set of guards, some ciphers, and I think there's probably 2 ciphers left for both.
There's one for Mac.
Yeah, and I think Bestwick is just waiting for his to show up after Emma goes up and around the middle pillar. Meanwhile, Mac is just kind of having a good time just spamming off those rounds.
Doesn't hurt to have the extra ammo.
You know, because funny thing is, when you run this game for certain difficulties, there's actually a shot counter, which is, honestly, I didn't know about it until I lost a rank to it. When you're running on Extreme or European Extreme for the big boss rank, which requires a lot of things to go right, in addition to having less than, I think it's 700 shots fired total across the tanker and the plant.
That
So,
is fascinating.
you know, and you might be wondering, well, how is that even possible? Well, if you go trigger happy with the AK, the PSG-1, the Stinger, I mean, it can add up. You know, but for VE, I mean, I think you just spam it for memes more than anything.
I do it to make a mess.
I was gonna say, I think some people do it just to show off their mashing flexibility. Just
You
be like,
need a
hey.
mash for the AK.
No, I'm talking about
fully
the
automatic, Joe. Come on now.
No, I'm talking about the PSG-1, where D-Limes just shoots it off like he's a Terminator in disguise. I mean, he could mash crazy fast. I'm not even kidding. I mean, not only that, but I think it's like also Tyler has like really good mashing capabilities. I mean, I'm sadly not one of them. I could survive the European Extreme torture for mashing, but that's about it.
I don't know about Limes, but I have been told that Tyler has triggered Ocelot into thinking you have auto fire on Twin Snakes.
Actually, you know what? I think you're right.
I haven't confirmed or denied that, but
yeah, because I think he did it so fast that it thought that he triggered auto fire.
And while we're yattering on over here, Bestwick cleanly getting through Vamp 2.
Oh, wait, it's over already?
It's over, man. You missed it. You blinked.
Oh,
Mac,
man, I missed it.
Just as clean.
Yeah, so what they both did there is a no zoom vamp, which there's probably a few different ways of doing it. I think one of the methods, which is I think was shown recently, which was using the keyboard. If you ever slightly tap left on your arrow keyboard, it'll actually give you just the right amount of adjustment to basically, you know, auto aim vamp down without much effort.
It looks like this is going to come down to Arsenal gear.
I think so.
Which is exactly what happened yesterday with Max, so don't count him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, right now it's kind of I want to say maybe, I'm trying to think, like he's now just getting to the elevator. I think he has maybe like
about 10 seconds, give or take.
I was going to say closer to 15, but I might be delayed a bit or something, but I don't know. I mean, it's a bit of a lead, but it's nothing to, I guess, really be too comfortable with because...
Absolutely not.
I mean, it takes one fall through the Degenum, you know, bridge gap. It takes...
get kicked twice.
Yeah, you get kicked twice. You can have a really bad Tengu 2. Solidus was another one.
Yeah, you could screw up the raise. I know it's very easy, but it is possible.
It is very easy to screw up the race.
I see what you did there.
I don't
trying,
know if
I appreciate it yet.
I'm trying, man. You know, we got a riff when we got a riff. Wait, is Bestwick actually resisting that torture?
It doesn't matter if you do or not.
Yeah, because that's another thing was I didn't know you had to, you know, like not do anything. I didn't realize it was just like an interactive cutscene.
I find it more like foreshadowing.
Oh yeah, here's what's gonna happen later.
Here's what's gonna happen to you. I hope you're ready to mash.
Yeah, on VE it's only 10 seconds. Or wait, actually, is it 15?
It's not long.
I think it's 10, but on European Extreme, a maximum on PC is 50. And let me tell you, it's bad. It really will make you dig deep to survive that mashing.
Those 15 seconds are or 50 seconds, excuse me, are a lot longer when you're doing it as we start the streaking section for both of the runners here. Best we can do, Genum.
Yeah, so now comes in you know, Jack the Streaker, you know, who kind of changed places with you know, Raiden earlier since Raiden kind of lost his stuff. So Bestwick got a little bit of a late codec answer there, but nothing too bad. So he's gonna do the
punch method, and he's good.
Oh, interesting. So he did a punch to a cartwheel. Wow, that is interesting. I never really thought about doing it that way, but that is a safer method than trying to bet it all on one good timed cartwheel. And then
Doing it
Mac got his
without the
pretty
punch.
nicely. Yeah, he got
So
stuck in the corner after the cartwheel, but still a good cartwheel into the guard because, yeah, really the worst thing that can happen in this room is either getting kicked by that guy with an alert, as well as possibly falling through the scary bridge jump, which both of them are now in the Antides Codex hallway.
the ascending colon. But yeah, if you want to see how to do Jejunum, those two right there, very clean, very textbook.
Yeah, I mean, both very slightly different methods, but I mean, it's
They both
good
work.
outcomes. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, you're just waiting here to get a call from Rose while the AI kernel is just kind of giving you weird messages. Something about, Genova, Meryl, Outer Heaven, and something about Scissors 61, which I think we kind of talked about, and there's those stupid scissors again. Oh, man, Glenn, you're just killing me over here. So now they're both in the de facto. Here's a training segment of how to use the blade. You have to swing the blade a minimum of one time as soon as you spawn into this section, and then you have to wait. I think it's about 45 seconds while remaining in the northern section of the hallway. And it looks like Mac's doing a little bit of shenanigans with with Snake, making him chase him.
Oh my. All right.
All right, so Bestwick is now just wrapped up with his waiting in the hallway. So now let's see how he's going to handle Tengu 1. So I think he's probably going to go for a left AK. All right, so he's going to take the hit. All right, so he missed the other one, but okay, so he didn't get shot, so that's good. So he's going to skip that guard, kill the remaining two, switch to the SOCOM. Okay, got a little bit hung up on the glitch
Punching
there.
or something.
Yeah, so he did make it through.
It's about a second for Mac to catch up.
Yeah, let's see how Mac's gonna handle this here. So he's also gonna swap to the SOCOM and first
he's
try.
Okay. No issues there.
Yeah,
And
so
Bestwick
Bestwick
doing
is in
very strange standing position for Tengu 2, and we were just kind of scratching our heads looking at it. It works.
Yeah, and I guess one other thing you notice is that Mac had the Stinger menued ready to go by having it select on previous before starting this encounter, where Bestwick, I think, had to menu it in. Just, again, one of those little minor things, but basically what you're doing is you're trying to eliminate as many Tengus at the doorway as much as possible. The timing and the aiming precision is very precise. There is some flexibility of error, but mainly you want to get as many as possible. And part of the variability with this is Snake, primarily. He can get stuck on some bladesmen where he will not kill them quickly enough and requires your assistance to basically finish it up. But yeah, so yeah, Bestwick is now out of Tengu 2. I think Mac is going to be just shortly behind him.
Yep, he's
okay. Yeah, now he's
now. Yep, cool.
So
This
I think
may very well just come down to Solidus.
I think so. This was a lot closer race than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
Never a doubt, dude.
You know, I mean, like I said, Bestwick was kind of the unknown coming in, posted a really good time, which I think if my numbers are right, he has a PB time of 103.32. And Mac, although with a 104.49, he is, like I said, he is not new to this category. You know, he's played this game for quite a long time. He's ran VE. It's part of the old school, the old school, I don't know what the word is, but like he knows how to dig deep. And I'm actually not sure if this is on PB pace for MackMcD personally. I mean, it might be.
I don't know offhand. I'm gonna go with probably not, but
yeah, I would be interested to see if he would be on PB pace for this.
Yeah, we haven't seen one yet. I don't know. Have we seen a PB out of this tournament yet?
Well, I had mine yesterday.
Oh yeah, you had one. That's true.
Yeah, which was 104 flat. That stupid D mic though. All right. So Bestwick's gonna start with Raze. He's going to open fire on the middle one first, followed by the second. Take a few steps back. And just like that, the rays are over.
Into the torture for Bestwick while Mac gets started on the rays here. He's going to rinse, wash, repeat, pretty much what we just said.
So I think he's about like 12, 13 seconds behind. I was trying to time it. So this is going to come down to Solidus. 1 or 2 knockdowns from Solidus or a bad parry can really make a difference. And I'm not sure if this is going to come down to an IGT finish. I mean, this very well might, depending on how this Solidus turns out for both of these guys. Let's see, and I guess Apache is double checking my math, and it is around 13 seconds. So this is going to be close. You know, I mean, I think Bestwick is capable of the parrying. I'm not sure if Mac is going to go for it. He may opt to play it safe, realizing that, yeah, they're only 1 or 2 bad elbows away from losing it. And I'm not sure, dude. I mean, I'm kind of I'm on the edge of my seat for this one.
This is a good one. It's not as dramatic as maybe a race or 2 last night, but it is definitely close.
Yeah, I mean, it's all coming down to this fight. Race. Yeah, it's like the suspense is building as we're skipping the world's longest Coda sequence. All right,
oh no, that's becoming a little issue starting on Solidus, but going for the stab method.
Yeah, so he
got a movement on Solidus,
oh,
not
and
the
he
missile.
Got a zip.
Oh, and he got hit!
Oh, and he got the rockets! Oh no! Oh no, dude, this is a golden opportunity for Mac to catch up right now.
Let's go.
Mac just needs to play his game.
All right, so Bestwick is now just getting his 3rd hit with Mac right behind him. Let's see,
he's gonna movement, but they are right there.
Man, this is within a few seconds right now.
Couple seconds. This might go to IGT.
I think this is gonna have to go to IGT unless if something else crazy happens right now.
Phase 2 here.
All right, so he's gonna. All right, so he's gonna play it safe with the block.
We got the people's elbow on next side.
Yeah, he did get a mid parry, but all right. So here's so he did get the second parry.
And
so very
time for
impressive.
Bestwick. Time for Mac.
Mac, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me, dude!
3
what a
seconds.
race!
So I believe that goes to IGT.
I think this has to go to IGT. I would insist on it.
Today is the day I met you.
Wow.
I can't believe what I just saw.
That's it.
Like it really did come down to this fight.
Both races Mac was involved in so far in this tournament. Looks like.
Yeah, they were nail biters. I mean,
are we going to IGT? I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for. I guess we're waiting for confirmation from our higher ups if we're going to IGT. I think we have to. All right, Roy, what's the word?
We're going to IGT.
Oh, jeez.
You heard it, folks. Going to IGT.
The genes aren't the only
wow.
thing that pass on. There are too many things that aren't.
Yeah, my jaw dropped on this one, man. I knew this was gonna be close, but not like this.
Yeah, it looks like it did come down to Solidus, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
See what's the difference here, if there is any. We may have to have a tiebreaker now, because.
Yeah, so for those wondering if you know what happens in the event of a tiebreaker, but I guess Glenn, if you could explain what would happen if there is a tie.
If by some chance there is a tie on the IGT, I believe what we do is Tanker IL.
Man, wouldn't that be something if that actually... It has not happened so far, but we were close.
Nope, we've had one IGT. And that was last night with Mac, so...
Yeah, it was between Mac and Apache, which was by 2 seconds away from an IL tiebreaker, and this was 3-second RTA, give or take, and I don't know. Honestly, no. I mean, honestly, I think if anything, Bestwick might have this by very close.
Oh, who knows, man?
But I honestly don't know.
This is nerve-wracking, but yeah, as it looks.
I mean, I'm nervous for them, and I'm not even running it right now.
This is a repeat of me last night. I mean, D-Limes were just sitting here waiting for the credits to scroll. We got 9 minutes to kill.
Yeah, so I guess given the 9 minutes, if I don't know if either one wants to kind of come in and just, I don't know, chill out for a bit as they're waiting anxiously to find out the final score screen, unless, I don't know, Glenn and I could just riff as
I could
we've
bring out
been
the
doing.
scissors again.
The what?
I could bring out the scissors again.
Yeah, probably. Yep. Yeah, there you heard it from the scissors. But yeah, I mean, it's just like I said. I mean, this is why I think gradually gained more admiration and respect for this category. Is that it really is about optimization, efficiencies, and really anything could turn in an instant. And that's why I like it so much. Like, I was always about Extreme, European Extreme for the longest time. It's how I started. And then I kind of got pulled into VE. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. But then it's like watching these races, I'm like, man, this is crazy stuff.
This is what happens when you play a category that's highly, highly optimized.
Yeah, absolutely.
As the tech stands, so.
Okay, so I've just been told that I think due to Mac's setup, he is unable to join the voice chat without, I guess, risking his game crashing, which I think maybe everything's tied to the desktop for him, which is kind of a similar issue for me. But I guess he can... Oh, so he's saying he can join after the credits, which is probably the good thing if you don't want to risk the game freezing.
Yeah,
I don't know if Bestwick is looking to either chat with us either, which I don't know, maybe they're just as anxious as we are, so I don't blame them either if they just want to chillax and just, maybe take a breather and find out what the final time is. But yeah, so I guess maybe some other things we can talk about while we're waiting for the final scorecard is if people are ever interested in running a category like this, or even just MGS speedrunning, they can, they have a few avenues to check out. So we have the MetalGearSpeedrunners.com website, along with the Metal Gear Speedrunners wiki, which covers VE as well as almost every other category and difficulty. And we also have the MGSR Discord. Got a lot of cool people in there, lots of helpful staff and guides, and even just people who just love talking about speedrunning if they're not running themselves. And we're always looking to have new people, which, by the way, in this tournament, we've had some new faces. Some new, old, and current. And so it's always a joy to have new people get involved in the category, whether if they're a runner of another game that just started or if they're just brand new. And it's always a joy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we gotta promote. Oh yeah, so we also have the at MGS Runners Twitter feed. So if you ever want to check that out too, you could check us out at MGS Runners for Twitter. But like I said, if Twitter's not your thing, we got the Discord server, we got the MetalGearSpeedrunners.com, and the Metal Gear Speedrunners wiki.
We're on everything, man.
What does the Scissors got to say about it, though? Yep, I think the Scissors is concurring that I've covered everything.
Yeah, I think so. We got here.
I think that should make Plywood happy with the promotion.
And then they do have that last cutscene to skip, so.
Yeah, so they do.
That could be the deciding factor at this point. I don't know, man.
Yeah, they have to match for their lives. Which, funny enough, I mean, Glenn, you and I were in this predicament not too long ago. Like I mentioned earlier, it was, I think, what was it on their finish?
2 seconds.
Yeah, it was by 3 seconds. It was just like ours.
About 3 seconds.
Yeah, dude.
2 seconds IGT. So.
Yeah, we were both painstakingly waiting during our exhibition, which, the community was doing some exhibition races before this tournament between, I don't know all of them, but I was racing Limes, I raced you, Glenn, I think we also had a 4 and 5 man not just too long ago, and I think that's when BMN just kind of busted out the, hey guys, look, I can pick up the M9 and get back to the elevator with losing no time! Which, that's not a bad strategy, even though I was just like, funny, dude, what's he, it's for the memes. If you're gonna do something for the memes, that's the move to do.
Right, something that doesn't cost you time.
kind of makes you wonder
Not
if there's
that we can
something.
talk.
I mean, it makes you wonder if they're up to something. Like if they know something that nobody else does, but then it's like, oh, they're just getting it early and they still get to the elevator in time.
No, not in this community. Usually, once something is found in this community, you know, we bring it forward and we test the living crap out of it. So
Yeah, so I guess also while we're waiting, so I guess what's coming up after, excuse me, coming up after this race is going to be GoGo BMN versus, I believe, what's going to be Tyler, since I don't think I updated my bracket. All right, so there it is.
Tyler.
I forgot to refresh. So it's going to be GoGo BMN versus Tyler 2022, which that one's probably going to be, honestly, it's going to be similar to this race that we just watched. I know Tyler is a really good runner. He can dig deep. He's very consistent, you know, under pressure. But I don't know, man. I mean, anything's possible.
I think that race will come down to who adjusts better and can execute.
I mean,
you cannot expect things to go smoothly at any point.
You know, because the good thing about that one is I think they're both equipped to do just about everything. I'm not sure how comfortable BM is with the swim glitch. I think they know how to do it, but I think they opt to, at least from what I think I know, is they opt to not do it most times. I know Tyler can do it when he thinks he needs to, but they both know how to do Harrier. They both know how to do Fat Mans. I mean, they both know how to optimize and recover from mistakes. But, so yeah, so if our runners have not tabbed out, I mean, they gotta be mashing as we anxiously await who
Here we go.
will win. So I'm actually gonna swap to my direct feed,
matching, boys.
so we can find out. So I'm keeping my hands together. I'm praying for both of them. So as we're waiting for them to both match. So we got a 104.05 with a 104.21 from MackMcD.
Wow. How the heck?
That is interesting.
That is weird.
That's a, like, what is that, 16-second variance?
Yeah, and Beswick even had to continue at one point. So
yeah,
there you go.
Is
3 seconds RTA, 16 seconds IGT.
Yeah, that
odd.
is pretty interesting. You know, even with the continue, but I mean, well, Bestwick did have the good Harrier, and I think Mac had the 4+1, but even still, yeah, I was actually kind of surprised by this, but
Some strange results.
yeah, but yeah, so GG's to Bestwick, but I mean, Mac, I mean, he put on a good show.
It was
I
good.
mean, it was not a blowout. It was really not really one side of it very long, and it was back and forth, and you know, Scissors 61 in between. You know, but it's just this is a good watch, and I don't think either one should walk away with their heads down, and especially with Mac. I mean, he definitely put on a good show, and you know, so hats off to him. But Bestwick will advance to the next round, which will then be up against, I believe, the winner between the race of Platonic Guy and myself later. So yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, but yeah, GG's to Bestwick. I think if either runner wants to say a word or two, I'm not sure what the deal is, or if they're just gonna opt out to have it just move along. Let's see, Mac is opting out, but I guess Roy. So I guess are we just moving along here?
We are moving along here.
Alrighty. All right. So yeah, you know, GG's to both runners. Bestwick advances. And so I guess now following up is going to be GoGo BMN versus Tyler 22. I will be here for commentary, and I'll be joined along with my competitor. And the next race after this is a Platonic Guy. But Glenn, thank you for commentating along with me.
Sure.
As well as your Nut Button and Scissors 61. I'm sure they all did a good job.